winning playoffs would mean quite a bit to me because it just proves that me taking a break from university and going straight back into competitive after the very poor year I had on Echo Fox, I think winning playoffs would mean that it was the right decision, and definitely hard work pays off in the end.
Welcome back, League fans. Game 4 of the semifinal series is coming up after Team Liquid Academy strikes back in game number 3, and they did an incredible job doing so. We already talked about how they went about doing it a bit at the end of last game. I want to talk a little more about that now, and specifically Mickey and what he did on that Anivia pick.
Oh, man, that Anivia pick was huge for them. It allowed them to stall out the game, allowed them to stay in it, and then you can see even there, he was deathless, but that egg, it's because it was never scrambled. They popped it multiple times, but was never able to actually reach Mickey later in the game. And so he was not even close to behind. He was able to contribute to all the team fights and really came up big there because we were talking about Ryze looking unstoppable, especially in Damonte's hands. He's got an answer here with that Anivia pick.
Those Guardian Angel passives can come in so clutch sometimes, and this game was a perfect example of how. Now, going into game number 4, Echo Fox Academy has chosen blue side, exactly like Team Liquid Academy did in game number 3. So we'll see how that change works for this team and how they choose to adapt. We saw last game, I want to talk a little bit here about OddOrange specifically because he had such a pivotal and important role in the first 2 games. And in game number 3, his Skarner, apart from shutting down that Sejuani very effectively early on, was just rendered almost useless as the game continued. There were too many cleanses to get rid of the non-Skarner suppresses, and then QSSs were always ready for the Skarner suppression, and he couldn't make a play.
I think that because they've gone for the blue side this time, the Sejuani was first picked by TLA. I think that you just go for the Sejuani then. Because if you need to have a short, effective range as the Skarner, you need people who can actually help you get in there, speed ups, you know, people who can wall or CC or like start it off for you. If you have the Sejuani, very long effective range on her own in terms of starting a fight. So that's kind of what they went for on TLA's side, whereas Fox, playing Skarner, is already pretty bad when they have like Tom Kench and stuff. It's even worse when they have an Anivia, which just feels awful. The wall,
I know.
You get hit by a Q. Tell them, Flowers, how bad is it?
It is a special kind of frozen bird hell. You can't do anything against that champion. You're constantly going to be stunned and slowed. The damage is so high, your shield is broken instantly, so you never have a speed up to actually get within range. The wall blocks you off, so without flash, there's no play you can make, period. Very difficult to play against. And then if you finally do, hey, it's Tom Kench.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Tom Kench was on their side that time, but it's Braum who will just stun you up, and there's a lot of problems.
Yeah, you pulled an egg into your team, that type of thing.
Yeah, an egg with a Seraph's Embrace shield, and there's quite a few problems coming out. So I want to see, will Echo Fox ban the Anivia? Because we've seen a team here in Echo Fox Academy that's not afraid to ban out niche picks if they consider those niche picks a threat. The Riven has been banned out in 3 out of 3 games so far, specifically targeting Viper. I want to see if that Anivia was registering high enough on their radar to deserve a ban here now.
And it's interesting because Damonte's Ryze was actually doing quite well on the side lane. It was just the team fights. They couldn't find them. The wave clear was very high, so they had to rely on split pushing. And the Anivia may be on their radar, but it just seems like some things have jumped up, like the Cho'Gath, like the Anivia now, that haven't made that ban list, mostly because it just seems that the teams are kind of, we're going to ban these 3 champions on this side, and then when we swap, we have to get rid of these, and haven't really adjusted much. Like, BO5s are all about adjusting, and the only adjustments we've kind of seen are some picks here or there, but also the side selection. Because before it was, first TLA had side selection, they chose red, then Fox won that game and chose red themselves. Then TLA chose for game 3, they chose blue and swapped it up, and then they won that game, and Fox is like, we should go blue, and now Fox is on blue. So apparently the hypothesis of red side is stronger for counter picks. They're not happening in this game. We're seeing them kind of go more towards power picks, and blue side, like a lot of people have been saying on this patch, should be favored in terms of just, there's so many power picks, just get the one you want right off the bat as you pinch the other pool down.
Round 4, here we go. Echo Fox Academy not breaking stride, continuing with the bans we've seen. Riven will be banned out first, Swain banned out second, while it's 80 carries again for Team Liquid Academy. Caitlyn and Xayah both taken out of the picture.
They had banned Caitlyn, Xayah, Yorick when they were on red side last, which was game 1. These are the same bans from Echo Fox Academy in game 1. The Riven, the Swain, and the Azir, so no deviation here. Yorick would be the last ban if TLA are staying with that.
They have seen Allorim play Cho'Gath, Cho'Gath, and Cho'Gath so far this series. So they will not go with the Yorick ban, instead opting for the Olaf.
Yep.
Which means Echo Fox Academy decide they want that Sejuani for themselves.
We talked about it. The effective range of the Sejuani for most compositions is just better than the Skarner early, as long as you can survive that early clear and
even
advantage.
If you don't.
Yeah, even if you, that's the only thing you have to survive is what I'm getting at here is we saw it even in the last game. Skarner's ahead. What's he going to do with that, right?
Yeah.
After they were able to kind of collapse in the jungle multiple times, there's this level 4 Sejuani to level 6 and level 7 Skarner, and he's just so far behind. But as levels become harder to obtain, you catch up by going through the very easy, very quick experience in levels. So he caught up in pretty much no time, was able to be effective.
All right, a new challenger emerges, though. Team Liquid Academy locking in the Sion first and foremost. And remember, that is a flex pick because it could go into either one of the solo lanes. They'll also grab that Braum there for themselves. Joey was able to find success on that in the last game, so they'd like to repeat it again here.
Yeah, if they have the Sion go mid, their composition will lack magic damage usually. I'm trying to figure out, like, it would mostly be like a Kog'Maw in the bot lane. And then top lane, you have to kind of think, what does Viper play that brings a lot of magic damage to the top side of the map? There isn't that much. It would have to be a really oddball pick, but we'll see.
Echo Fox Academy pulling out all the stops, putting Damonte on that champion that he's most known for here, the Cassiopeia. He just seems to annihilate opponents on pretty consistently. They want him on that here in this game so they don't have to go to a game number 5. Team Liquid Academy, one pick left to respond with before we get into that second part of the bans. They know their opponent's jungler, support, and mid laner. They know one of their own solo laners in their support. How do you round this out here? You do want to put Shoryu on the Ezreal again, making sure he has that ability to keep safe.
Shore up that weakness that they've been having in the bottom lane, give him something with a little bit more mobility, so he can dodge the incoming ganks. And OddOrange has not selected, has selected the Sejuani here, so it makes it very easy to go ahead and get away from it. But the Skarner is still on the table for hard. Zach's still on the table. I wonder if those are the two bans that Fox Academy throws, but I feel like more towards mid lane would be where you go here for Fox.
Yorick banned out, Zach banned out. Team Liquid Academy really paying a lot of respect towards Allorim and that Yorick.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're just like, all right, Yorick every single game has been banned away from Allorim. And that's one of those ones where you won't know until afterwards. If you had to ask him, did you ever plan on playing the Yorick?
Right.
Right, you got to give the respect ban, though.
At the same time, it's one of those champions where I can't blame them for banning it away because it's so weird to play against and not many people really have much experience playing against it. It's not popular in solo queue, so you're not going to get just common experience playing against it on ladder, but I do like the fact that they banned the Cho'Gath away this time, not giving Echo Fox that repeat pick for the 4th time in a row.
Yeah, banning away the Cho'Gath, and this is interesting from TLA. Now that I understand it a little bit better, Fox Academy, I thought they would ban away the Zac and the Skarner, but they went for the Zac and the Rek'Sai, saying that hard Skarner is not very impressive, and so he'll just play it anyway, and they have lots of ways to deal with it. The Alistar, the Cassiopeia. I like these picks here, or these bans from Fox Academy, because if they threw them mid lane, it might just be Sion mid.
That's true. Very much so. Team Liquid Academy will accept the challenge, though, lock in the Skarner there for themselves. He's only up against one automatic ult break so far in the Alistar. You can always get out of the Skarner ulti by ulting yourself if you are the Alistar, so that's a little bit unfortunate for hard, but fortunately, it's not one of the carries that has that this time around. It's not like a Gangplank. Normally, Alistar isn't going to be your priority target anyway, so not quite as detrimental as it could be. Let's see how Echo Fox wants to play this last pick. You can't go Cho'Gath again. They will put Lost on the Tristana, making sure he has some disengage potential. And they'll lock in Maokai for Allorim.
Tank duty for Allorim in the top lane. And now, what comes through here? Can be they can go for a counter pick mid. They think something like Azir,
or they can go for a counter pick top.
Or they go for the counter pick top lane because the flex Sion. But you have to think about whatever you pick here. You put the Sion in the other role. And that makes you heavily index on a certain type of damage. Yeah.
Okay. I like this a lot better. If they were thinking about a Gangplank, then you have an all-AD team against Maokai and Sejuani, and you're going to have a bad time.
We have seen some of those before, where the Maokai just gets 2 armor items and it's game over.
Spoiler alert, it's a bad time. But Team Liquid Academy recognizes that. They do not want to have a bad time, and so they lock in the Taliyah instead. They make sure they've got that mix of damage, and it'll be Mickey piloting that against Damonte's infamous Cassiopeia. We'll see if he can go off in this game like he has so many times before.
Yeah, signature picks, I think, for both these guys in the mid lane. Cassiopeia for Damonte is one that sticks out, but then the Taliyah for Mickey back when he's the LCK. I remember this being one of the champions that he did tend to favor, if memory serves me right. So we'll see what happens here, but the other thing is, now we have Viper on a tank in the top lane, whereas before, he had played the Gnar, and then he played the GP 2 games in a row, and now he's on that Sion, which does have a lot of damage early, but now he has more of a tank responsibility as opposed to the carry split push.
This one could be for all the marbles. Again, Echo Fox knows they're at match point. All you got to do is find one more win here. For Liquid, it's much more framed about each game, step by step. We already said that. So important to keep yourselves focused on the task at hand. Once you get to that 5th game, well, that's when the ground's all evened up.
Well, that's when it's a best of 1, Flowers.
That's when you're just playing the same game you've played all split long. You just have a different chair to sit in this time.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
That's what you got to tell yourself when you're up there on stage. It's exactly the same. You know how to play. You know the motions. And we'll see as they're on the rift for game 4.
Team Liquid Academy coming off a morale boost in game number 3. I can't underestimate the importance of that either. Stopping your opponent's momentum, reversing it, giving yourself that inertia so that you now feel good about your performance in the previous game. You're the ones who know you've got what it takes to find these victories, blow that nexus up. Team Liquid Academy. If they can win here, they'll go the distance, and we'll see who will win in game 5. But before that, Echo Fox has another chance to shut them down before they even get to that point. OddOrange going to be keeping eyes on him this time around. He was such a big performer, like I said, in games 1 and 2. In game 3, felt pretty flat after those first few minutes.
Yeah, and you were talking about mental state when you play these best of series. Fox Academy, they were feeling really good being up 2-0, but TLA, if they win this one, it's that, hey, we can do it. And Fox, you got to start thinking, man, we could get reverse swept.
Yeah.
If you are on triple match point, getting reverse swept is huge. And TLA, they're going to go for the late invade here. They're not going to catch OddOrange in this matchup that they had actually had last game.
Just steal that red buff away, which means you'll probably see OddOrange look to steal the enemy red buff away if he can. But I remember I was actually, to your point about triple match point and then losing the opportunity, I had this conversation with Skara back when I first joined the LCS last year, and we were talking about that, and he's like, yeah, dude, if you're in a best of 5 and you win the first 2 and then you lose the next 2, you're going to lose that 5th one because it just feels so bad. And I was like, that's actually a pretty good point. To have that momentum completely turn on its head against you,
yeah,
it's difficult to overcome in terms of that mental roadblock.
It feels like you got figured out, is usually what it feels like, is just, oh man, they found out the strategy that was working for us. We haven't been able to find the next thing that works for us in this series, or whatever they're doing is so annoying and we don't have enough bans for it, etc. That's usually when you really do feel that momentum swing in the series. I like that from PapaChau. I usually don't like headbutts very early on in the game because they're risky, but he actually denied, I think, Shoryu a minion there. So he headbutts him away. He can't actually get that last hit.
Being as annoying as possible, OddOrange wants to walk into the enemy jungle and potentially try to go for something here. Drops the ward over the wall to keep an eye on the red buff that Hard has not taken yet. OddOrange, remember, only one buff of his own because his opponent took his other one.
Here comes Cassio, though.
He's got backup from Damonte. Wants to secure the Skarner Spire. Definitely downgrades Skarner's power in these fights.
Neutral objective obtained.
Yup, #1 goes over to Echo Fox Academy there. As Team Liquid Academy's jungler will have to wait until that Spire comes back online to go after his camp. OddOrange thinking about maybe going for a play here onto Mickey, but Mickey staying very far away, recognizes there's not a whole lot of opportunity to do anything by going up too close to that turret.
I don't even think he saw him. Yeah, the Sej went straight through. That is,
but woo, Mickey's in some trouble, gonna be locked down here. Flashes over the wall, Damonte wants to go after him. The blast cone may be available, a little bit more damage will do it, and the blast cone is not fast enough. First blood, that to Damonte.
Was a sneaky, sneaky piggy there from OddOrange. Goes all the way through mid lane, and that's one where you were just in that bush. You just checked that bush.
Get there?
That's a jump scare. That's really spooky.
5 nights at Sejuani's. New game from League of Legends.
Oh, the fact that he was able to do that, though, and not get spotted is actually incredible, because that means that the wave was so far pushed up from Mickey's side, he just, look at that. He goes right across that fog of war line.
Navigated it perfectly.
That is sick.
And then the reward for doing so is getting the kill onto the enemy mid laner.
That is ridiculous, because he gets both summoner spells out of Mickey as well, and they get that kill for just one summoner spell. Oh, man. And that first blood goes over to Cassio. That is a feel-good moment for her.
Damonte, Cassiopeia getting to go back, buy tier on that first purchase, get to stacking so he can get to the Seraph's Embraced as quickly as possible. He's right where Echo Fox Academy wants him to be. Taking a look at this top lane, you've got a farm advantage for Viper, who on one of those top-tier picks in the top lane with the Sion. Not really too surprised to be seeing that one. OddOrange laying down some CC there onto Hard, who's now going to be caught out. He's in the Spire, but it does not matter, and OddOrange answers the call and gets himself a kill.
And they get his flash. PapaChau uses his summoners for it, and that's another assist, though, going over to Damonte in this mid lane. This was our featured matchup at the start of the day, was Damonte with that LCS experience that he's been gaining up against Mickey with that LCK experience, and has been kind of that coin flip player. Really, I just feel like Damonte has been playing incredibly well throughout this entire series. Even the game they just lost,
he was the standout.
He was the standout on that rise, with the help of OddOrange, who has been doing well alongside him. This combo is proving to be quite strong, and PapaChau with that follow-up there. Really, that's just that confidence to go for that play. We are making this play, and Echo Fox, they're all on the same page.
I really like the layering of the abilities there from OddOrange as well, making sure he used the Arctic Assault as the second part of the flail was about to hit to make sure he could get the stun in. Exactly what I would want to see from a Sejuani player, as not a Sejuani player myself. So maybe that's not that impressive, but I'm impressed by it. Either way, top side is just going to be that good old wet noodle fight between two tanks that aren't going to pose too much of a threat to each other.
It's going to be pretty fun in the future, though, because there'll be a wet noodle fight, but there'll be some banner minions involved as well. You have Viper. He looks like he's rushing the banner of command here. And remember, it's immune to the magic damage, and that's primarily what the Maokai does. So it'll get some chip damage on the turret, and then maybe turn it around eventually. But, whoa, Shoryu's taking a lot of damage here. The Tristana was... This is why you don't focus on the supports.
Is real strong in this 2 versus 2. Backs himself away, going to be ignited there by Joey. Final proc will not go off on the concussive blows. No extra damage, no stun.
I really like that, though, from Lost, because that's one where you go, okay, maybe we can all in them here. But he got the heal out of Shoryu, and he's like, I don't want to have to use mine, and he just backs up.
Yep.
He doesn't want to have to blow his flash. Doesn't want to do any of that. He's like, all right, that's it. We won. Won that trade, and that was really well played from him.
Top side, Allorim continuing to farm up here against Viper. We've talked quite a bit about how he's done a good job containing this threat so far. Last game was the first time we really got to see Viper have some room to breathe and perform on the carry the way that he wanted to with that gangplank. This time around, not so much on the carry role anymore. He played Gnar, he played GP, he played GP. Now going to be on a different pick instead. The collapse onto the Alistar, and with no ultimate, PapaChau going to be stunned up and likely brought down right here. Lost looking to turn it around, at least make it a 1-for-1. Damage onto Hard will not quite be enough. The 4-man rotation from Team Liquid gets themselves 1 kill, but now Shoryu has to go over the wall trying to get away from OddOrange. Damonte slithers into the mix, lays down the miasma. Joey trying to jump away to safety. OddOrange with the blue smite forces the flash out of Joey, and Echo Fox Academy makes it a 1-for-1.
They get the kill on the AD carry, and that means that Tristana gets to just free push this lane afterwards. She's going to pick up the CS, and that Ezreal is not. So that ultimately does favor Echo Fox Academy here.
Checkup time. Another kill going over to the Cassio as well. This money is going where Echo Fox Academy wants the money to go. That being said, you did get a kill onto Shoryu for Team Liquid Academy, so Ezreal's that much closer to having that Trinity Force or Iceborne or whatever he decides to go for. But let's take another look at Team Liquid here.
PapaChau gives himself up here. It's just the actual suppression as the headbutt's coming in, so it was buffered there from Hard. Really well played. And then Shoryu has to actually flash over this wall here to get away from OddOrange. But right into Damonte.
Unfortunate on that one. Damonte comes down, and Joey will get himself away. But now he's got no summoners.
Yes. And that's why they went after PapaChau, because he had used his summoners to go after Hard previously. So it's the punish on those summoner spells. And now we'll see if another one comes out here, because Shoryu and Joey both having theirs down. And that Cassiopeia, it is 8 minutes and 45 seconds in. He's already got 94 CS. So we are seeing a massive lead here. 30 CS up.
He's
for Damonte.
4,000 gold to 2,600.
Yeah.
That's an over 50% gold advantage compared to the Taliyah of Mickey. That is just an insane performance in the early game.
It's pretty disgusting. Yeah. It's almost like 170% or 175% of his gold value.
He's
pretty high up there.
He's pretty crazy. This guy is going off so far. We'll have to see if that'll be enough to carry his team to victory here. Hard will be going after the blue buff. I would guess Mickey wants this one. We're probably not going to see Hard take it away again.
Yeah.
Gotta give that away to Taliyah. Except for the fact that you can't.
Oh, the caster curse is alive and real.
Red buff took it. Wow, that feels bad for Mickey on Taliyah. No extra wave clear, mana regeneration, cooldown, anything. Instead, Hard gets it thanks to the unfortunate timing of the red buff tick.
Or fortunate. As a jungler.
Get a thinking emoji.
But I mean, he needs as much help as he can get right now on the side of Mickey. It is already that 10 CS per minute mark for Damonte on this champion that he loves so much. And he performs so well on this.
Let's see what they can do with it, though, as we do crest the 10-minute mark into the game. OddOrange hanging around the bottom part of the river there. First Drake Mountain this time around, so no ocean like we've seen in the previous few games. Mountain Drake, the one that the conversation is always around. It can do a lot or it can do absolutely nothing, depending on what the state of the game feels like at the time. Of course, it will help you get those objectives later on, and for a team like EchoFox that really likes to go for those early Barons sometimes, could do a lot. Viper able to find some damage there onto Allorim.
Here comes the banner.
Keeps him under the turret.
Yep, banner command, try to chip away at that turret over time. PapaChau.
PapaChau's cheeky on this Alistar.
He's trying to pick a fight a little bit. We saw him play the Alistar in the LCS. Damonte coming around the side. They actually see him on those wards. And here comes Skarner from the top side. He's got to fight him.
Damonte trying to turn this one around. He's going to be suppressed, pulled right back into the turret, has to flash away. PapaChau not in range to help just yet. Damonte goes on a killing spree. He'll trade 1-for-1 for it. That's not what you want. EchoFox Academy very far forward. Health bar is going to be taken low. Lost looking to put the damage here into Mickey. Joey low as well. Lost needs a little bit more firing time. He can't quite get it. They're going to lose PapaChau. Your stopwatch from Mickey. Your stun onto Lost, and EchoFox Academy makes some critical errors. The outplays from TLA reward them.
That was huge. That gets him back into the game here because it looked like Damonte was going to start taking over. He takes such an aggressive route through the jungle. And hold on, Mickey has that movement speed from being next to walls. There's his wall.
Wants to get away. The flail knocks him off. Sit down, son. OddOrange not putting up with that today.
Oh, I love it when a Taliyah rides a wall straight to her death. There's just something so satisfying about that. I don't know what it is, but wow, that was well played from Hard. The back step there, not getting stunned by Damonte. And then Hard still goes down, but trades his life for Damonte's. And then Lost is just pumping damage out here. And PapaChau goes forward. Lost jumps over. And then Mickey says, I have stopwatch, goes back in to kind of bait this. And that, oh, that was huge. The fact he doesn't die there, no reset, nothing along those lines. But then, sometimes, you know, you feel immortal.
Your mind's telling you no, but your body
is telling you yes.
Nope.
Oh, gets destroyed.
OddOrange knowing that he didn't have to put up with that today. Now him and his bottom lane can take down Mountain Drake #1. Grab that for EchoFox Academy. They still got themselves a slight lead here, 400 or 500 gold or so. Grabbing that Drake will help build that intangible lead as well, but it will be traded away. Team Liquid Academy picks up the Rift Herald.
Yeah, they get back out on the map, and TLA went back into their favor for a bit, and now they're going to try to actually break open this top lane.
Allorim already using the Twisted Advance. That's one of the big tools he can use to outplay a dive. Should be pretty easy to take him down here. Hard thrown back into the turret. Whoa, that was close.
That was super close. One more, and that would have been it, but he's going to throw down the Rift Herald here. That'll be that top turret going down. But mid lane, I think that turret's actually going to fall sooner. We'll see. Damonte.
Shelly's going to hit hard. First turret has already gone down in the mid lane.
Yep.
Shelly's going to be a little too slow on this one. It's about 3-4 seconds late. Damonte putting that pressure down mid makes it so his team gets that extra gold lead. And that actually keeps them ahead in terms of gold, but Team Liquid Academy not willing to stop just yet. You've still got Shelly and you've still got a banner minion pushing up in this top lane.
And these are actually going to be huge because the banner minion doesn't get focused first. Shelly is the actually primary focus here. Look at how much damage it does. It will take the turret because you do so much damage with these banner minions, but they usually die to the turret.
Great moves there from Team Liquid Academy, setting those up in tandem with one another to work together and make another free objective out of what wouldn't have been anything. Lost walks up, gives Joey one single auto attack to make it so he can't get back the way he wants to. But Echo Fox with control over the midpoint of the map, very importantly. Let's take another look at the dive.
So Hard actually goes in front, which is very important here. Allorim, like you said, he twisted advances, Q's already. Then Hard goes in front of Mickey, so Mickey gets to not get rooted and walk straight by, and it was Hard who takes turret aggro right off the bat. So it was very well played there so that Mickey doesn't eat any of that damage.
Mickey with the Luden's Echo completed first on this Taliyah. Wants to make sure when he lands those poke rocks from the threaded volley, they hit a little bit harder.
Yeah,
otherwise would.
Has CDR and Mana on it now. And then you just have
the bloops.
The same burst, same little bloops. Squid ink.
I guess that is one way to look at it. But if you look across the board, not even 15 minutes into the game, Damonte fully stacked Seraph's Embrace on the Cassiopeia. So definitely where he wants to be still. 2-0 and 3, 100% kill participation on the Sejuani from OddOrange for the side of Echo Fox. I said I wanted to see him step up this game, perform more like he did in the first two than like he did in the third game. And he's doing that here so far. At the same time, Viper's having a good time in the top lane. That Sion, we saw the Banner of Command be so big for him, taking down those two turrets. And now Mickey's coming up top again, and they're just bullying Allorim. He'll try to buy as much time as he can and get away from this one. He is very tanky. He doesn't really have anywhere to run. He'll pop off that ultimate, but it doesn't accomplish anything.
Yeah, all it does is kind of slow down the recall there from Mickey, and that's about it. He's trying to buy time, I guess, but Viper has TP. If there's anywhere that he could actually like TP behind, he could start a fight, but I don't think he will. I think it's just a recall, and they trade the turret, though, for the kill, so that actually ends up being worth it for Echo Fox Academy.
This is turning into a damn good series, Zyrene. Yet another game that's only a couple hundred gold apart at any given time. Both squads just going blow for blow with one another, constantly coming out on top in this small fight, but then coming out behind in this one, and it's just back and forth.
Yeah, it's been actually quite a treat. And it seems like the teams just keep adapting slightly in terms of where they play, because before it was play to the bottom side over and over again. Game 3, TLA get to play to the top side of the map over and over again. The fights by Rift Herald, right? And now in this game, in Game 4, more fights are happening around that top side area, just kind of pickoffs. But that bottom still has a lot of involvement, so the teams are kind of wrestling back and forth on where they want to fight on this map. And it's the cannon fight! Both
Banner minions buffed up, shooting at each other. Not really a whole lot else to happen.
It's wet noodles with friends.
The only thing better than a wet noodle fight. Bottom side, though, it's Echo Fox Academy that might be in some trouble here. Team Liquid looking to make that four-man collapse yet again. PapaChau and Lost want to get back so don't get pincer attacked. PapaChau has to pop the ultimate already. Does manage to buy enough time to keep the turret alive. OddOrange has arrived. The reinforcements are here. Hard may be in some trouble. The poison has been applied. The Twin Fangs are out. But Team Liquid Academy is too. They get themselves away before any real damage is done to their health bars. Exception of Hard, of course, is a little bit below half here. They want to continue the push. They want to go for this tier 1. And Echo Fox Academy seems to say, all right, it's yours.
Yeah, they have to give it up there. Meanwhile, I think they just kind of push mid. That's it. So that's a turret going over to TLA. They're going to have that turret advantage now for a short time. But wait, Mickey.
Lost wants to make a play onto Mickey here. Goes really far forward. Not quite enough damage. Lost, you madman. You're a little bit too far in there.
This game!
Okay.
Everybody's trying to make the play. Where first it was Mickey, now it's Lost. He lost his mind.
He's so invested in trying to make this play. He throws down the controller. He's like, all right, I got him. But
wait, all right.
Not quite enough damage.
I want to see how much he was banking on the crits, because sometimes you go, you know what, I'm feeling it. This is the Vegas play. This is where you got to throw down the dice. Feel like if you got those crits, he has a Zeal and Infinity Edge. No crit.
Blackjack
no crit.
Trist.
No
Hit
crit.
Me.
No crit. No crits.
Hold on. Yeah, not a single crit.
Really? Okay. I feel like you see the text.
He was sitting at 12. He said, hit me. It comes up 10. He loses.
Oh, no, that was one where you're like, you have a pair of threes and it's like pretty awful. You're just like, hit me. It toys with you.
It's pretty bad.
And you're just like, all right, let's do it. It gives you a 5. You're like, ooh, I'm at 11. This will be great. It's like, all right, it gives you a 3. You're like, I still think the percentages are still pretty good. Shoots you up there, right above. Ah!
crash and burn. Lost not feeling too good about how that one played out. Mickey gets away, though, and he's got to be thanking his lucky stars that none of those hits came through as a crit.
Yeah.
32.7 to 33.6 thousand gold, though. It's still only 1K apart. One Drake taken. Second Drake is live. 8.5, that's when we changed the Cloud Drake, isn't it? Or did we change it to 8.6? Okay.
That's 8.5, yeah.
So we do have the in-combat movement speed Cloud Drake. That seems to be pretty valuable here for Team Liquid Academy. They'll go for that, but Echo Fox Academy will make a play towards the top side at the same time. They're pinging onto Viper's Sion. They're saying, we know everybody on the enemy team is down on that bottom part of the map, taking the Drake. We're going to make the play here. They all go in so deep onto Viper. What in the world is going on? They really want the kill onto him, and they'll get it. Flash is blown there. Viper not going to find a lot with the Glory and Death, and Lost will push up. But by the way, Team Liquid Academy's onto the tier 2 and bottom side.
Yeah, tier 2 and bottom side for Mickey, but Baron's about to spawn on the top side, and Viper's dead. Mickey, he may have to start coming up to this top side. I think they're just going to go for turrets, though, but he's still just kind of playing over to that side, saying it's a possibility. And once again, Lost another turret.
I'm going to give the advantage there to Team Liquid Academy. They get the tier 2. Yeah, you lost your tier 1 and your top laner, but getting the tier 2s is often much more difficult. So.
Yeah, and now that usually will reward them with that tier 1 mid, because they have both the tier 2s on both sides down. And watch this. Viper even ulties, but it's like, yeah.
They made sure he wasn't getting that.
A flash. Everybody just gets in there. It's a party in the top lane. I thought he only had 2 friends with the cannon minions, but
he's got a lot of friends.
Got a lot of friends.
A lot of buddies there. As Echo Fox Academy says, we've got Cassiopeia and Trist. Let's just go for the Baron. PapaChau will look to keep everybody away. He doesn't have the ult. It will be a dead Alistar for this.
Still.
That's 1 death traded for Baron. So far, it's worth. Echo Fox Academy needs to get everybody away to continue holding that to be true. Hard wants to chase after them. Able to land the E, now going for the pull. Lands it onto that enemy top laner, trying to take him down. It'll be a 2 for 0 in terms of kills going the way of Team Liquid Academy, but still Baron remaining on the 3 members still standing for Echo Fox Academy.
Still leaves the gold pretty even. Whoa!
Damonte! He's going for some big plays. Able to grab the kill onto Shoryu. We talked about this guy on Cassiopeia, man. We talked about it for a reason.
You guys add a few more letters to his name. Damonte came out in that play. That was insane. The 3-man Cassiopeia ultimate off the flash there and gets the kill on the Shoryu. You buy a QSS right after that play.
You definitely gotta buy a QSS right after that. What a play from him, equalizing some of the damage they took and losing their guys after grabbing Baron and just making it so Team Liquid isn't in a good spot to do a lot with those picks they got. And Echo Fox Academy says, all right, we got Baron. We got an AD carry who's bloodthirsty. Let's let him get some objectives in the bottom lane.
Exactly. They throw down the banner as well. And he just Baron buffs it up. And that's going to be this turret going down as well. Even though they're the ones who lost 2 members to secure that Baron. Echo Fox, they have all the pressure now. 2,000 gold lead. Probably one of the largest of the entire game.
That's honestly true. There's not been huge gold discrepancies between either of these squads the entirety of this game so far. 22 minutes in, Fox will start to build that slowly but surely. They've still got just under 2 minutes left of the Baron buff as well. Only 1 turret left standing outside the TLA base, though, for them to take. Let's have another look at this.
Yeah, this is after you give the salute to PapaChau, the true jungler best friend. The Alistar that just screens the entire play. And then Damonte.
Nope.
That's I think that's an alt flash there. Shows the direction and flashes, goes right in that spot again and just blows up Shoryu. Oh, from Fog there, man. The Fog of War from Echo Fox has been fantastic this game.
Been on point today. Leandri's Torment, Banshee's Veil, Seraph's Embrace, all done for Damonte's Cassiopeia. Very scary at this point. Hard to catch out as well unless you can poke off that Banshee's Veil with some of that damage from Ezreal or Taliyah. But Team Liquid Academy has caught their opponents with their pants down a little bit here, pushing already onto inhibitor turret number 1. They'll likely just take it.
Shoryu
barely going to be kept alive. Joey and the rest of Team Liquid Academy trying to get away from this one. Inhibitor turret will fall. OddOrange going to be caught out in the back line on the flank here, taking a lot of damage from the entirety of the Team Liquid Academy team. Taliyah ult will serve to zone away the rest of Echo Fox Academy a little bit here, keep them away from OddOrange. Echo Fox wants to get something off the back of this. They lost their inhibitor turret for free, just not being where they needed to be.
Yeah, now the rotation coming through for TLA. Is this a wraparound? You don't have the Skarner ultimate anymore. They need to clear out the mid wave, and this tier 1 is still standing.
After all this time, they want to go for it.
It is a trade of map quadrants, but the bottom side is getting pushed now. Everybody on the side of TLA is heading towards the top side. It's the bottom side that's actually in danger here.
So Team Liquid Academy took the bottom lane inhibitor turret because their opponents weren't paying attention or rotating in time. And now it seems that Echo Fox Academy may take the bottom lane inhibitor turret because their opponents aren't rotating in time.
Yeah, they had to go to the top side and deal with this banner minion that was up there. But now they're pushing in. They're trying to just say eye for an eye, turret for a turret.
Here we go. A lot of damage being put down onto that now by Lost, specifically on the Tristana. This one's going to be held, though. Very small amount of HP is still a success, at least for now, for Team Liquid Academy. Another minion wave coming up. They need just a little bit of damage onto this one. Explosive charge strapped up to it. And that's all you need. As the Sion comes in, the unstoppable ulti. Lost jumps himself away, utilizing the incredible safety of that rocket jump on Tristana. Damonte sitting down that poison to make sure Hard's got no way in.
Mountain Drake up in a few seconds here. And Echo Fox Academy have the inside track to it. They already have a single Mountain Drake. And that would be 2 plus a Cassiopeia and Tristana. That means that you destroy Baron with the Cassio, and the Tristana will destroy the turrets afterwards.
Very scary prospect of your Team Liquid Academy. Echo Fox will pick this one up for themselves.
Remember,
they've still got control of the whole map.
Yeah, they have control of the whole map, but also Echo Fox Academy, control of the series.
Very
they win this, they go to the finals.
You can't let that get inside your head if you're Team Liquid Academy, right? You can't be thinking about those kinds of things of, oh, this is our last chance, oh, this is blah, 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 blah. This is a game of League of Legends. We're slightly behind right now. We got to figure out the way to get back in the driver's seat. That's what these guys need to be focused on. Can they do it, though? We've seen them rally in game number 3, but there's no... Okay, actually, that statement's not true. Mickey has ice walls again. They're just different kinds of ice walls.
Yeah, he actually used it in that last fight to section off OddOrange, and I was like, oh my god, deja vu. Even though he's on the Taliyah, still going to treat it like an Anivia wall. It was actually quite good, but it didn't result in a kill.
Baron up in just under 90 seconds. As you said, Echo Fox will absolutely disintegrate this objective if given some free firing time on it. Team Liquid Academy has to make sure that they are in the right place. No mistakes can be afforded to be made at this point by this squad. If you give away the Baron, you're likely going to give away so much pressure that your base starts to get wrecked a little bit. Hard with the flash available, with the Predator on cooldown right now, but has Righteous Glory. There is playmaking potential there. Remember that the Alistar can get out of it, but there's no QSS on Damonte. There's no QSS on Lost. So if he can get a big pick with that Skarner ult, it could actually swing everything.
You would have to, I mean, it's even still rough, right? Because you go in, and if the Maokai's there, he roots you. It's like, it has to be a really, like, it has to be a grade A. It's got to be some primo pickage right there.
S-tier pick.
Yeah.
Grade A pick, that's not going to get you a Champion Mastery token, and it's not going to get you a ticket to Game 5 either.
If only the cool play even got you the S. Even when you get those picks, your scoreline. Oh well, anyway.
There is a QSS on the side of Shoryu, so that is one bonus he has for himself, trying to get away from some of the CC from Damonte and OddOrange. Echo Fox needing to be aware of that now.
Yeah, that was after the triple ulti from Damonte. Instantly picked that one up for himself. The Baron, though, now spawning. And Echo Fox Academy, they have more gold. They have slightly more items. It's a triple item Tristana. This is that sweet spot for her. That you can clear waves and then have that big static shift crit go across the back.
And they're going in. They've decided Hard's going to be the target. Why not just engage before he can? Damage down to multiple members of TLA. There comes your Locket, looking to keep him safe, but it's going to be Joey locked down next. Viper on the front line, going to be tanking, but not much longer. The Maokai ulti runs through, and Team Liquid Academy is decimated. A double kill for Lost, a double kill for Damonte. Forget Baron. Go for the jugular.
Yeah, they're going to try to end the game and the series here and go straight to the finals.
What a play. What a decision made by Echo Fox Academy to go in right there. They knew their opponents recognized the severity of the potential Baron. They knew they would not let them get away with it, and they punish that. They predict that, and they answer that. They take down the Nexus turrets. Hard just now coming back alive, but it is too little. It is too late. And Echo Fox Academy 3-1 will take down Team Liquid Academy and punch that sought-after ticket to the finals.
They said they were a finals team. Well, they are a finals team.
They put their money where their mouth is.
Exactly. And so, Echo Fox Academy will move on. The 4th seed coming in, the upset over Team Liquid Academy, who had that fantastic 14-5 series.
Team Liquid Academy fought valiantly. They came back in game number 3. They made an incredible performance, Mickey's and Nivea specifically, to make it so they didn't get clean swept. But Echo Fox adjusted well. They recognized the issues they had in game number 3. They put their star player on the champion he is known for, and he stepped up to the plate absolutely phenomenally. OddOrange too, I've got to give credit to this guy, making those plays on the Sejuani. The Skarner in game 3 was underwhelming. He said, it's all right, I know exactly what I need to do now, and he did it.
Man, that Fog of War play, that was so dirty. Going straight through the
I need a shower after that one.
That one was ridiculous. I'm glad we saw what that looked like for Mickey, because he just goes back and there is the Sejuani in the brush, and Damonte just starts snowballing from there. The guy has had phenomenal series, and you can see there's a reason that he got to play a little bit for Echo Fox on the main stage, give Phoenix a little bit of a break to de-stress. The guy played out of his mind this series.
Echo Fox Academy definitely looking like a team that's going to be a force to be reckoned with next week against whoever they end up playing against in that final best of 5. It will be either Cloud9 Academy or FlyQuest Academy, as will be decided tomorrow. But for either one of those teams, hopefully you were watching these games today, because this is not a squad that you can take lightly. As we learned, Team Liquid Academy, we heard from them before the games, no matter how much of it was true or no matter how much of it was trash talk, they said, I think we'll beat them once. And then they're just going to tilt, and we'll just be able to clean sweep this pretty easily. But Echo Fox was not about that.
Yeah, Echo Fox made games 1 and 2 look pretty easy off the back of punishing TLA's aggression, things like the Ocean Drake when they shouldn't be able to, and constantly just playing around their strong points and punishing the TLA kind of decisions as well as composition. And then game 3 and 4 were much closer when TLA, if this would be a much longer series, if those first 2 games had actually been TLA in the mindset that they had in games 3 and 4, it just came a little bit too late.
And for Echo Fox Academy, we're praising them as we should be. But at the same time, game number 4 was not perfect for them. I specifically want to look at 12 minutes into the game here. Team Liquid Academy gets a 3-for-1 in the bottom lane after Echo Fox gets a little too ambitious.
This one was Damonte going all the way around to try and flank the bottom side, and then it just ends up in this semi-fiesta here where everybody's having a party, but then Mickey comes back in to outplay this. They kill PapaChau, and then he pops the stopwatch there, and that ends up costing Lost's life. They had such a large advantage mid lane that Damonte said, I'm going to shove and I'm going to rotate all the way around. That is a really ambitious gank route. Like, let me tell you, normally it's just, all right, through the river, through the blue buff area. Okay. This was,
ham fist
whoa, this is right through the entire, like, whole quadrant of the map. They see him on a control ward that's in the blue bush, and then 100% they're able to turn that around.
And even though that happened, Echo Fox responded afterwards, and then Liquid responded afterwards, and we were left with this game that, as we said time and again, was so close between both squads, and it eventually comes down to this final fight that we had, a replay coming up right here in just a second. Echo Fox pulls the trigger in the biggest way.
This was just a fantastic fight that came through, where they were able to just know that the Baron is exactly what they wanted to go after, and then you can end up having this fight happen, and really, just knowing what they wanted to do next on the side of Echo Fox and TLA, just making sure that they're able to go, hey, let's just camp here, say, okay, they're going to come. They have to kind of check us. And boom, there it was. It was just a very swift fight that ended up happening.
Now, all of our Academy players put in big performances today, but one player stood above the rest to earn our Player of the Series. And today, that person was the OddOrange in the jungle, making those performances in all of the Echo Fox wins.
Yeah, it was honestly between him as well as Damonte. These were the two that it was really up in the air, but the amount of jungle proximity and amount of pressure that OddOrange had in these games, and that right there,
Slap!
oh,
Out of my jungle.
yeah, the Fog of War play around mid where he's able to get Mickey, that was the twofer right there, where he gets Mickey the second time. That's the injury on top of the insult from the previous gank.
Absolutely awesome play coming from him, like we said, in all of those wins. Critical in setting up this team, finding the success in games 1, 2, and 4. 1 death between all 3 games. Exactly the kind of stats you want to see out of your guy who's even on the front line. If the tank's not dying, I doubt anybody else is going to be dying too much either. Very well played from him, and honestly, from all of Echo Fox together working as a team was great. And for more on the victory, I'd now like to welcome Damonte to the desk, who had some incredible performances of his own.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
That was awesome. You had some amazing performances all throughout the series. Even on the game that you guys didn't win, your rise seemed to be that element that was keeping your opponents on their toes. Talk to me a little bit about your preparation for this series and what you guys' plan was coming into it.
Well, I think versus Team Liquid Academy, they have a lot of players that really excel as mechanical, talented players. Like Viper is known in solo queue for being a ribbon one trick, very highly mechanical player. And then Mickey is also known in Korea, very aggressive player. So I think for the most part, going in, we just focused on making sure we don't get too caught up in playing their game and playing too fast. And as long as we keep the game slow, that we're going to outsmart them and have better macro.
So what were your last 2 weeks like? Because you as a player, you played on the LCS team for Echo Fox last week when they are looking at potentially that first round bye, still not completely locked in. And then you come in and you're in the semifinals of Academy League here. So can you walk me through your last 2 weeks and what it was like with both teams?
Oh, shoot. It's been pretty crazy. I haven't really had a day off in a while. So, I mean, for a while, I was on our Academy matches against FlyQuest and CLG, I believe. I was scrimming with both teams. And then I also had to play our match at nighttime. So I was pretty worn out for all those games. But, I mean, I think it's exactly what I want to do. I feel that my play right now is better than it's ever been. And I think playing so much has gotten me ready for this.
Yeah, you seemed really on point in making a lot of really aggressive plays. Do you think that there's anything that gives you that extra edge over all these other mid laners in Academy?
I think I've been very lucky to play underneath very good players like Froggen and Phoenix, who are insane laners, and I've been able to just practice and practice against them for so long. And I think a lot of it comes from that, to be honest, because I just get to watch these guys play and I get to play against them so often that, I mean, it just seems easy for me to improve that way.
Did you know how to play against the Anivia from Froggen?
I mean, I wish I could say yes, but he kind of tore us apart there. So.
All right, I want to ask you specifically because it always comes up in conversation, how do some of the top players on Challenger adapt to playing in the professional environment, and specifically on stage and in playoff situations and in these best ofs? How was this entire best of series different from just the best of ones that you played throughout the regular split? And specifically, how did you guys adjust after the loss in Game 3 to come back and lock things in Game 4?
I mean, playing the best of 5 is definitely a lot more taxing. I think after the third game, definitely since we lost, I mean, everyone just had to get their Red Bull and stuff, and just get energy drinks, because you just have to stay hyped up throughout all of the matches, and if you don't, you're just going to give the other team a chance to win. And I mean, we just stayed on our game. After Game 3, we lost, and we just came back there, and our coach, Peter, talked to us, and he was just like, as long as you guys come into the next game and you just focus and you just make sure you're not making more mistakes than they do, you're going to win. So.
All right, before I ask my next question, let's go ahead and now with our first semifinal complete, take a look at the bracket. With only 4 teams in the playoffs, we've got a pretty straightforward graphic for you all here. Echo Fox advanced to next week's finals with their victory today, and their opponent will be determined tomorrow with Cloud9 Academy taking on FlyQuest. Damonte, how are you feeling about whichever one of these teams you would go up against?
Well, we have a really good record versus FlyQuest. We 2-0'd them in the regular season, and then Cloud9 2-0'd us in the regular season. So I think we would obviously rather play against FlyQuest because we have more of mental advantage versus them, whereas C9 maybe we have a mental block. So I mean, I don't think it matters who we play as long as we come up and play our game on game day. That's all that's going to matter.
What do you think specifically about those two mid laners? Because You're kind of the guy who had, I think, the least amount of professional experience out of all the mid laners that were in the top 4, right? Mickey has the LCK experience, Golden Glue has LCS experience, and then you also have Keen. What are your thoughts on both Keen and Golden Glue as mid laners?
I think they're pretty similar. Neither of them are very aggressive. Like playing versus Mickey today is like the other side of the spectrum versus playing versus like Keen and Golden Glue, because I think Keen and Golden Glue play much more calm in lane, and in team fights they're much. I mean, I don't want to say better, but that's how their like play style is more. Like they're gonna play to scale up and get strong and like play for their team. Whereas like I think Mickey is on the opposite spectrum, where he'll play to get himself fed.
Okay, like consistency versus like pretty erratic for Mickey. Nice.
Yeah, so when it comes to how you specifically want to play against those players, which do you find harder to adapt to? Is it that constant pressure in the lane, that aggressive behavior you're talking about? Or is it just the fact that you know they're going to be an inevitable force in team fights later? Which situation is more difficult in your point of view?
I think playing versus someone in lane who actually pressures you is much more hard, because I think something that most of the academy mid laners fail at is actually laning and pressuring, because I think, like, I mean, if you're 1v1ing in lane and you're always giving the enemy mid laner the first push, like, he's just going to have more game impact, because he's just going to go missing into the river, and then the enemy bot lane or the enemy top lane are just going to be like, their mid laner is missing, you guys have to play back. So then it just like ruins their game. So I think playing versus like a team fighting style mid laner is like a lot easier, because you can do almost anything you want early game.
And once you've got that early game control, the rest of the game just feels like it's so much more natural to go into, as opposed to having all these different questions you have to ask and things like that, I assume. Damonte, it's been a pleasure having you on the desk here today. I appreciate your insight into the series. And like I said, you played like an absolute beast that series.
Thank you.
The Flash Cassiopeia
what was your
ulti,
favorite moment?
Yeah, that's what I got to figure out, because our favorite moments, we had a few of them. The Flash Cassiopeia ulti into 3 people near the tier 1 turret was dirty. But what was your favorite part of the whole thing?
Oh, shoot. Honestly, just playing the games, like my team really stepped it up. Like holy crap, OddOrange played out of his mind. So I think the entire set was just fun, and I mean, I just love all my teammates so much. So I think I can't really say there's one moment that's stood out on everything else.
Well, you guys had an incredible performance, both you and the team in its entirety. It was awesome to watch you play here today. It'll be just as fun to watch you play in the finals next week. And now for myself, Zyrene, Damonte, and the entire Academy crew, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for Cloud9 Academy versus FlyQuest. Going to be on a different pick instead. The collapse onto the Alistar, and with no ultimate, PapaChau going to be stunned up and likely brought down right here. Lost looking to turn it around, at least make it a 1-for-1.
Hold on, Mickey has that movement speed from being next to walls. There's his wall.
Wants to get away. The flail knocks him off. Sit down, son. OddOrange not putting up with that today.
The gold free even.
Whoa! Damonte! He's going for some big plays. I'm going to grab the kill on the Shoryu. We talked about this guy on Cassiopeia, man. But not much longer. The Maokai ulti runs through, and Team Liquid Academy is decimated. And FOXA Academy 3-1 will take down Team Liquid Academy and punch that sought-after ticket to the finals.